This is Chuck Guthrie with the Army Bass Anglers, talking here from the Bassmasters Classic Expo in New Orleans. Here today to talk about one of our newest sponsors, BIOBOR, more specifically the BIOBOR EB, which is an ethanol buster. We're going to talk a little bit about ethanol. Ethanol is a molecule that is a hydrant in your fuel products. A lot of your fuel right now is getting a lot of ethanol in it. The ethanol is a hydrant, and what that means is it absorbs water. Well, as it absorbs water, it starts to sink to the bottom of your gas tank, which is where your fuel hoses come into your gas tank to absorb into your carburetors. As the water absorbs, of course, that molecule gets heavier and heavier, so it sinks to the bottom, and it causes what they call a fuel phase separation. A fuel phase separation is where the ethanol with the water and stuff that absorbs goes to the bottom of the tank, and your gasoline moves to the top of the tank. The problem with that is because ethanol is a hydrant, it draws the octane out of your fuel up to 60%. So now you have a reduced octane in the fuel you do have. So what it eventually does is just destroy the whole fuel process in your fuel tank. Plus, ethanol is also a corrosive, so it goes through the fuel lines and it eats up your hoses, your fuel filters, and things of that nature. And because it's a hydrant, it's a dry thing, it burns off and takes out of your fuel the water and leaves corrosion effects around your pistons and rings. What this does is it actually coats the molecule of ethanol so that it can absorb water, and as it's not absorbing water, it still attaches to fuel, so that it burns through the fuel system, thus removing the effects of the ethanol and gasoline on your engine and your hoses and fuel lines. It's also what they also add is a chemical that makes it more increases your lubricity, so that the fuel system, as it's going through it, actually cleans it. It removes the tar off your injectors and the resin off your injectors and your fuel system. Good. So it's a very good product.